Hey guys, what's going on? Zach Silverstacks coming at you for a New Year's Eve video. Interesting pickup, guys. I maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I wanted to share a couple things with you because I don't know, I like kind of stuff like this and not something I buy, often. And in fact, this is my first real constitutional from anything other than the United States that I've bought in, but. So I was in my well, I guess I wasn't in my coin shop, but I not the coin shop I usually go to, but I was in a shop that I go to. It's a gun shop, but they do their front end. They have like jewelry and stuff. It's not really a pawn shop, but they get a lot of silver and stuff in. So, but I've been doing business with them for my guns for a long time, and I like taking a look at what they have every once in a while. And I do pick up some Constitutional every once in a while when they have it. But so I was putting money. I was finishing up the rest of my. I put a gun on layaway for the holidays because it was on sale and it's a very expensive firearm, and so I wanted to go and pay off the rest of it. Well, yesterday was my birthday and I had my girlfriend with me, so I figured, you know what, let's just take a look at what they have. And I like talking with them. They're always up for some conversation about history and silver and stuff like that. So I was taking a look at what they had, and I had a couple of pieces that sparked my interest. So this one was really cool, and so I did some research on it because obviously I knew nothing about it. And on the back, they had it written on that it was 80% silver. And I guess a while back it was worth $12, non-graded for just melt value with the price of silver at what it was. But I only paid $6 for it, which was, so I figured why not? What it's a cool coin, even if it's not 80% silver. It was $6 and I liked it. So I ended up buying it. So I did some research on it. And apparently that is Francisco Franco. And I'm kind of a little disappointed that I picked up this one after learning what I have learned about this guy. Um, he's a pretty bad man. Well, let me show you the back of this real quick. So what that is the denomination is 100 pitas. So I guess but that's just the abbreviation. It's 100 pesetas. This is a coin from Spain. It's referenced as the Spain 100 pesetas piece, and that's a mouthful, isn't it? But apparently, yeah, this is a 1966. There was 24 million minted, which back then, I mean, that seems kind of high to me. But I mean, he was basically a dictator. He was I guess came into power as a general. He was a general first, and then he became the dictator of Spain in 1939. And guys, during that time, the 10-year frame before that, and a little bit after with World War One and World War Two, the Great Depression, 15 years, 15, 16. That actually really that 20-year span was just full of bad people in the world, and he was like Hitler in many ways. And interestingly enough, the reason because of that is because once he became into power as a dictator, he was an ally with Hitler before Hitler ended up dying and shooting himself. So yeah, he had concentration camps. He really did damage in the Spanish culture and all the Spanish people. I mean, anyone who disagreed with him, he was putting in concentration camps and gas chambers. I mean, he was a bad man. Um, but I would just like when I buy something, like when I buy silver or constitutional, I like learning as to what the silver, what the history was behind it and who he was. And so yeah, I have a coin with a dictator on it who did a lot of bad things. This is like owning a coin with Hitler's face on it, and I refuse to buy German silver of that era. I have no problem with constitutional silver other than apart from Hitler's time. But if it has Hitler's face on it or any of his dictators, whatever, if it has anything to do with that era, I'm not buying it. I won't. I know it's interesting history and whatnot, but I just can't do it. Um, anyway, so on a better note, this one was really cool. I'm glad I picked this up because I really didn't know anything about it before. I knew it was probably British of some kind, but that is King George VI. And that it wasn't that long ago, so a lot of you probably know who that is. But this was who was on the coins before Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth succeeded him. This was in 1941. Whoops, sorry. You can see the back. But the reason I picked these up, guys, look at the artwork on these. They're so cool, man. It looks like these old, kind of old, and it's a shilling is what it's referred to. It's referred to as 2 shillings, or or 1 florin, I guess. But it just looks like something from medieval times, like all kings and queens and knights, and I love that kind of stuff. So I don't know. That's why I picked it up. But interestingly enough, that is King George, or King George the Sixth, who was crowned in 1937, but ended up dying of lung cancer not too long after, in 1952, when Queen Elizabeth came into power after him. But I after reading up on this, it's funny because there's a show on Netflix right now, which is about this story about King George dying of lung cancer, and then Queen Elizabeth as being really young and coming up into power and following Hitler's invasion and everything. Like it's actually a really good show. I think it's on TV too. But anyway, I thought that was really interesting. I wanted to share that with you guys. I just thought these coins were so cool. Kind of disappointed there's a dictator on this one, but what can you do? This is just a nice piece of history, and I think Silver Slacker's the one that said it. There was a coin that he had picked up not too long ago, and you can't really see it, but you see the wording in there. There's wording that goes all the way around. It's chiseled in, and has such toning on it that it makes it look like it's just from the medieval times era, and it's so cool. But also, I got 2 Liberty nickels, or V pieces, V cent pieces, and I got a 1910 and a 1911, and they're in pretty good shape actually. Look at that, beautiful. Only paid $1.25 for these. Actually, no, I didn't. I paid half of whatever's on here, so $2.25. So I paid about $1.14, or dollar, yeah, $1.13. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I picked up yesterday. Nothing big, guys. I really didn't even go in there to pick up silver. I went in there to pay the rest of my gun off for the layaway. But I thought these were interesting pieces, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. I hope you all have a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Spend it with some family if you have the chance to. And have a great time, guys. Just be safe out there. There's going to be a lot of, dangerous people driving on the road, and just don't get drunk and drive in the car. You do not want to turn a good time into a really bad time. Anyway, guys, keep stacking and look for your opportunities. They're out there. And have a great rest of your day, guys.